So let's start the session, Comfortable Service Experience Created with LIFE app. Nice to meet you all. My name is Shimogori, Product Manager. I'm in charge of LIFE app and the front-end framework. It's Line Developer Day, and we hope the developers, especially those who are interested in the mini app, in listening today. This year, in 2020, due to COVID-19, our way of life changed. Society and we worked on how to live and do economic activity without crowding. For our industry, start of 5G means that internet is going to accelerate, and digital contacts, IoT and AI, and facial and voice recognition will explode. Trading transaction through the internet will enrich our life, not as an alternative to real life. Until now, the real life thing comes before internet, which is supporting it from the side. So the internet will become a real platform for the future, including the real world. That's where we are today. Today, I will discuss the growth of the line so far, and in this changing world, how we are going to change our lifestyle with Line Mini App, introduced today. Looking back, we developed Line rapidly in 2011 because of the Great East Japan earthquake, and was born 3 months after the disaster as a communication service to connect with family and friends. Then, in just 19 months, the number of global LINE users reached 100 million. Today, Japan has about 86 million users. DAU, MAU, meaning 85% of the people use LINE every day, and also 4 billion messages are sent per day on average. The population of Japan is almost 126 million, so by a simple calculation, about 66% of Japanese people have a LINE account. Later on, LINE aims to become a life online that supports your life. We have developed services directly in-house to meet the changing needs of the world. The last decade has seen the penetration of smartphones and mobile networks that allow you to get data anywhere, anytime, and the LINE app on your smartphone is at the center and heart of your communication. This leads to LINE family services offered on the various LINE apps, making the LINE app itself increasingly useful. By doing so, we will give something back to the lifestyle of the LINE app users. We have created such a cycle. And this year, the communication becomes faster, making more contact points between the real and the internet, so real behavior is being digitized. Digital transformation means that the companies are using data and digital technologies to transform the organizations and the business models. What you can do to digitizing real behavior is that, in the case of business model, you can send users the information they want when they want it, making the user experience even better. For organization point of view, the digitization of the business model will reduce the overall human workload and increase efficiency. For example, a retail store, the main was a real store and the e-commerce to support the business. From now on, with online contact, physical stores will be positioned as a valuable hands-on place of discovery. Constantly connecting with the user online makes possible a service experience that includes not only the product experience but also the communication between the user and the store. To make this happen, it is important to have a digital contact with the user, which creates a valuable in-store experience and a more customized communication with the store staff. And after DX, the user contact point will always accompany the customer, combining 3 points of contact: high touch, low touch, and tech touch to build a relationship with the customer. High touch is the closest and the most valuable contact that the person will deal individually. Low touch is where a person deals with multiple people. Tech touch is deployable without limitation and no human intervention is needed. So how to expand the tech touch is important after DX because it has the widest customer contact and has no time and space constraints, and with COVID-19, we need to avoid crowding. As a means of digital contact tech touch, the LINE Mini app is receiving a lot of attention and appreciation. LINE Mini app was launched in July of this year. LINE Mini app is, in a nutshell, another web application that runs within the LINE app. One feature is low development cost. LINE Mini app can be developed with web standard technology, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and no need to learn any new development language or environment. So just embed our LIFF.js SDK into your web app, apply it in the developer tools, and you can put it online pretty soon. It is free to post online. This way you can keep your development costs down, which in turn allows you to put more resources for your core businesses. Secondly, you can start the service in the shortest process. The great advantage of LINE Mini app is that users can start using the service as soon as they need it. So we have prepared various points of contact to launch the services in real life and in LINE. Notifications are a very strong contact point because the notification open rate is very high. If you send the right content at the right timing, you can initiate service use and user retention via notifications. Until you use the service, no need to wait for IDPW input or download like native apps. There is no need for membership registration. You can really start using it right away without any physical and temporal friction from launch to service. And you can reach an overwhelming number of users. As I mentioned earlier, LINE has 86 million accounts in Japan, and I think it's safe to say that it can reach almost anyone who has a smartphone. And once users know that the LINE Mini app will make their real-life activities more convenient, the millions and possibly tens of millions of future users of the LINE Mini app will share it with their friends, and it will flow to another Mini app. We are going to make these things happen.
So, what makes LINE Mini app different from other apps? Until now, apps on smartphones have been a choice between native and web applications. Native apps' strengths include a high retention rate once downloaded and put on the first screen on the smartphone. It is fast, crisp, and comfortable to use in a smartphone environment. Also, push notifications are powerful and they have a high open rate. But on the other hand, first screen is saturated and apps that are downloaded once and not used have a high probability of being deleted. It also requires download and takes a long time to get started, and you have to be concerned about the capacity, which is a high hurdle to start using the service. In addition, from a service provider's perspective, native apps are expensive to develop because they need to be developed in their own language and environment, and they need to support two operating systems, iOS and Android. With many infrequent services, there is a problem of cost and benefit. On the other hand, web apps' strengths include no download required, relatively low hurdles to get started with the service. But there is no way to send notifications with high open rates, such as push notifications. When you want to use it again, the page is buried and it takes time to find. As a result, retention rates tend to be low. On the other hand, the LINE Mini app is more user-friendly than a native app, with a smoother UI than a web app, and a richer variety of LINE integration features. If you are an infrequent user of the app and do not require complex and processing-heavy functions, communication with users occur. We assumed if their services would be highly compatible with the LINE Mini app. Now, to find out if this hypothesis is really true, we decided to experiment first to see what kind of benefit there would be. There was an internal strong opposition. There is a case to be made that many apps have become more standard than native apps in China, but that's because of China's special environment, high percentage of smartphone payments and mobile-first environment, and they may not hit in Japan. There was lots of controversy in our company, but we tried to do that. In last year's LINE conference, I talked about the mini app concept, and we are collaborating with several companies. First of all, this is the use case of membership cards and e-commerce. PAL Group, which operates 3Coins and many other apparel brands in more than 900 stores across the country, had been offering a native app, but they offered a mini app for online shopping and the issuance of membership card for users who had been left out. At first, there were many voices as to what would happen. For example, people who have never used the QR code may be confused. And PAL Closet also provided various support at store. It's pretty shocking what happened as a result. But with the introduction of LINE Mini app, new members increased 200% month over month. That's why this would not happen on a daily basis. That is, I think you can see how the physical friction of the hassle of downloading a native app or waiting time usually blocks the user's behavior. And yet, not only will it be useful in that way, but you can also take advantage of the data. What stores does this person buy from, and what is the cost per purchase? Such as how many people will not only come to the store but actually buy it. A variety of data comes in. And then you'll be able to do loyalty program where people who buy a lot will earn points or coupon. By using this feature, the number of friends on PAL Closet official account also increased by 100,000 within a month of its introduction. A common mistake is to increase the number of official account friends by distributing incentives when there is no contact between the store and the user, but the block rate tends to be high. In this case, the blocking rate was also reduced significantly because the customer would talk to the clerk in the physical store and make a purchase and become a friend of the official account once they were aware of the brand. As a result, sales via LINE have increased 5 times compared to before the introduction of a mini application. Also, although it's not written here, but what else had happened is that the mini app makes it easier for the store staff to navigate and reduces the workload. Up until now, when they were showing the native app to customers at the cash register, they had to refrain from showing the app to customers during a busy time because they didn't know the password to download. But it wouldn't be a case with the LINE Mini app. Next, this is an example of a hair salon booking mini app. Until now, hair salon mille has only offered reservations through a certain salon reservation portal site. In order to keep the revisit from the first visit to the portal site, we offered the LINE Mini app to book the second visit at the lowest price. Since LINE Mini app does not require any fees and its development costs are low, we were able to offer the lowest price by discounting the extra cost. Informing first-time hair salon users that they can get the lowest price for their next visit if they book with the LINE Mini app, then they have their QR code scanned and launched it. And click the Add to Home tab button on the Mini app to add it to the LINE app's Home tab. The next time you want to get the lowest price, you can book an appointment right online and get a reminder on the online when the appointment date is approaching. Before the introduction of the mini app, more than 90% of reservations were made by phone or by portal site, but after the introduction of a mini app, the percentage was reduced by 30%. LINE mini app became the most popular booking method. In addition, 94% of the users who were asked to book with the mini app would prefer to book with the mini app. This was the result. Although it's not written here, by reducing the reliance on booking portal, profit margin have increased. In the midst of the POC in the Japan market, pre-testing to see the fit of a mini app to the Japanese market, and COVID-19 broke out globally. With COVID-19, social distance, keeping people apart and not crowding them together to prevent infections, must be balanced against the need to maintain economic activity and protect livelihoods on the other. Therefore, we started to test the creation of a thriving store without congestion with the LINE mini app. Among them, there is a case of a mini app in the cafe waiting its turn. The store needed to alleviate the congestion so that customers could visit the store with peace of mind, but the workload would increase, so they wanted to solve the problem, including efficiency of store operations. That's why we offer the waiting list mini app. When the user reads the QR code from a pop in the store, numbered ticket is issued, and you will receive a LINE notification from service message from LINE to tell you how many more numbers it will be your turn. No need to stand in line at store. Crowding is also avoided, and also make a good use of waiting time. You can also book online without going to the store. If this were to require downloading an app or registering as a member, some people would stop coming to the store. But with the LINE mini app, you can use the service right away. So the result is, after the launch of the LINE mini app, 98% of the users waiting in the line used the mini app to avoid the queues and in-store occupancy. There are also no more complaints from neighbors due to the queue. The mini application automates the store staff waiting list and is convenient for the store staff because it can predict the traffic situation in advance, and now they can't operate without it. And at the Shiro, native app has been used for queuing service. For light users who wait in line at the ticketing machines in the store without installing native, we provided a waiting order mini app to turn them into online customers, thereby increasing their loyalty and increasing the frequency of their visit to store. Sushiro's mini app allows you to book a visit in advance online and receive notifications when your turn comes up. You can also share your reservations with other people. Users don't want to wait in the store more than ever before the COVID-19. Waiting in the car, waiting for your turn at the mini app, many people find out by notification when it is their turn to enter the store. Last case is Issei Pharmacy. In the pass fast provided by Issei Pharmacy, you can reserve prescription drugs via smartphone. When we gave them the medication, we gave them a flyer with a QR code for LINE mini app and told them about it, and the numbers were astonishing. In the second week of the release of the LINE mini app, the number of users of the mini app has already surpassed that of existing native apps, with more than 10,000 people signing up for the LINE mini app in less than 5 months of its availability. This is about 3 times the growth rate of native app and 8 times that of the web app. The repeat usage rate is 80%, very high. In addition, the waiting time in the pharmacy has been reduced, which is one of the measures to prevent COVID-19. The company has also offering a medication support service that utilizes notification from its official account to answer questions about how to prescribe the medications and change the health condition. We have introduced several preceding projects, but there are three common trends. The first thing is to increase the number of users of the service. There is no need to download the application, and there is no need to register. So with the LINE Mini app, you can increase the use of the service from online source and increase your digital contacts. In addition, the number of official LINE account friends will increase as soon as the LINE Mini app is activated. And since many of the users are already aware of the brand in the real store, the blocking rate is much lower than the previous incentive system. Finally, retention rates also tended to increase. I think we can see a loop of improvement where users can the mini app because it's fun, easy to use, and convenient, and the more they use it, the more your behavioral data accumulates. And as it accumulates, the better and the more established experience becomes. Now, here is what we did to offer the LINE Mini app. And as I introduced at the beginning, this is the diagram of life online. I'd like to talk about the breakdown of the system. There is a LINE app on the user's device, and on top of that, there is a web application framework called LINE Front-End Framework, or LIFF, on the LINE app. LIFF is a super wrapper that makes it easy for web applications to code a wide variety of features that LINE offers via its API. Many LINE family services are developed in LIFF, which allows you to launch LINE family services using LIFF from the service list, search results, and so on. LINE Mini app is the perfect complement to the LINE family service.
The LINE Mini app is an application publishing platform that allows you to publish the same traffic line to the external services as LINE family of services. By the way, people often ask us what is the difference between LINE Mini app and the LIFF app. The difference is that the Mini app is a LINE certified service that has the internal traffic line, while LIFF does not. Just as LINE has created an influx of traffic to the LINE family services in the past, we intend to do the same for the LINE Mini app. Then I want to introduce the ability to make contact with the user. For LINE Mini app main contact point, launch using QR code scanning for NFC tags for online, for notifications notified via official LINE accounts and service messages, as well as shares between users. From online, link from the LINE Home tab is the main traffic line. Providing an access traffic line to open the Mini app at the right timing from the offline contact is a key for the Mini app. The right image shows an NFC tag embedded in the back of a QR code, which can register a URL. You can activate it by simply holding the smartphone close to the QR code scanner. NFC tags are recommended because they are even faster than QR code to start up. Next, let's talk about notification features. So the most powerful notification is a service message. Service messages are powerful notifications that cannot be blocked by users. Since users cannot block them, they must be assessed by LINE and can only be used in the use case to confirm or respond to users' actions. For instance, confirmation of service reservations or reminder or order shipment confirmation and so on and so forth. As for the LINE internal traffic line, the LINE mini app can be added to the Home tab from the Share button in the top right corner, and once added, it will appear at the top of the home screen. This allows users to quickly launch the most commonly used mini applications without hesitation. Next, let me introduce you to the membership registration feature. To make it a mini app, you need to embed the LIFF.js SDK and call the method LIFF_init at startup. If you call the init auto login will run, you can get the access token and the membership information needed to access the LINE API without having to implement a separate login. We chose this API spec because it's important for the LINE mini app to take the hassle out of logging or registering. However, there is some misunderstanding on this, and we sometimes see some services or inquires to call login after init. So I'd like to tell you today that you can use LIFF init to automatically log in and stay logged in after startup. If LIFF get decoded ID token is called after LIFF init call, users' display name, photo, URL, and email address registered in LINE can be acquired. In future, if the user's consent is obtained, you will be able to obtain their registered information in LINE Profile Plus and their verified personal information in LINE Pay more easily, smoothly, and securely. So please look forward to the next upgrade on member information integration. Next, let's talk about electronic payments, coupons, and points. In order to put payments using LINE Pay on the mini app, you first need to apply for LINE Pay merchant status and obtain permissions to connect to the API. At the moment, you can implement this by tapping the LINE Pay API directly from your service. The nice thing about e-payment is that by connecting them to payments, coupons and points will be used as a marketing tool in the future. Also, when the payment is actually made with LINE Pay, you will be notified online that the payment has been made, so the user can use it with peace of mind. Payment processing, handing over the money, and getting change is a big friction. Just as the previous cases show that the frictionless real store experience increases service utilization, retention rates, and unit price, we are preparing to show you in the near future the ability to incorporate payment processing as well as the mini app more easily.
Next is about the data analytics. If you look at the LINE mini app in terms of data, it is always connected online and contains a real store. You can get a free drink or order a drink when you come to the store, for example, with a smartphone order. At that time, it is possible to see which users have made orders, and it's stored in database. Then send a thank you email from your official account, and others, based on the accumulated user date, ask for feedback on your visit and connect it to takeout or delivery, or you can encourage people to come back for repeat appointments with different friends. In the future, we would like to create a case where we can connect the customer ID of the service with user ID of LINE on the CDP and the DMP data management platform, and then use the user data to extend the display ads online to acquire new customers. Next is about the consumer protection. LINE mini app is not a LINE thing, it's yours. Web standard technology allows each provider to create apps with a high degree of freedom. The nice thing about it as a collective is that it can be flexible in terms of its various expressions and functions. But on the other hand, there are various mini app providers who are simply technically inexperienced in terms of a service, and some of them may even have bad intentions. And if some providers are like that, users will distrust them as a whole. One bad service experience can also lead to distrust the entire mini app. We focus on how to improve the relationship between providers and users. It's safe to use it because it's on Line app, vetted by Line. I want to do it so that the people will think of that. That's why Line Mini app is a screening system. There are two patterns of screening that result in a mini application. There are two ways to do this. Either you can develop your own and submit your review request directly to us, or you can use our SaaS tool, which is already compatible with the Line Mini app. In the case of in-house development, there's a planning review. The screening criteria are expectation of some effectiveness as a Line. It's a pity if it's not effective even if a mini app is developed. We are currently working on a mini application center for real stores, which we are also able to demonstrate in the POC. If the project passes the review, we also test the mini app on the Line after development, and if there are no problems, we will release the Line online. These processes, if it is left to mini app SaaS, you can also create a mini app by just signing a contract. Next, this is the roadmap of Line Mini app. Last year, at the Line conference, we talked about the concept. POC has been conducted, and in July, we started. And then now, we are in phase 2. We are working hard to create a good mini app and deploy it with SaaS as an example. If we can do this, we will eventually have a grand opening with no project review. Next, this is about the development efficiency. This year, LIFF, the foundation of a mini app, released NPM packages, TypeScript, and other features to improve developers' efficiency. By using the same web standard technology and providing the same functionality on external browsers such as Chrome and Safari, as well as on the Line app. Eliminating the complexity of environmental dependency and making it easier to develop. We are also planning to release the LIFF UI component, commonly known as LUI, which will allow you to easily create your own UI, as well as a plugin feature that will allow you to extend the functionality of LIFF itself, which is currently being trialed with the Line family services. If you are interested, please take a look at the LIFF JSSDK session at the Developers Day for more information. Finally, I wanted to tell you about this. Not everything may be right to do with the Line Mini app presented today. I hope that I was able to show you how far you can go with the Line Mini app. With that in mind, I thought it would be a good idea to use the Line Mini app for your current service projects. If you have one, we hope you will try it. With the in-house development of Line's challenges to contribute to the online lifestyle, but I hope you will join us in creating a fun and convenient service that will change your lifestyle through the Line Mini app. Developers and providers, we are waiting for applications from you. This concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.